Okay, a quick tutorial on why this works. Now, if you're a realtor, I want you to hear me out here with an open mind. Trust me, I do not want to lose my license any more than you, okay? But here's why this works. So the first thing is, once you've found the property and established a good value, okay, then you went ahead and made your offer. And in the offer, you pointed out the short sale addendum giving them the right to sell the property. And you outlined all the benefits. You said it would stop the foreclosure. You said it would go to the top of the pile. You said that they would get a BPO. They would go ahead and do a counter, and you would consider it and blah, blah, blah. And all the time while they're doing that, they can continue to sell the property. Why do you care, right? So on the surface, it appears everything that, you need it to be. So as an agent, if you're facing foreclosure, you'll take just about any offer, just because you put in 4, 5, 6 months into this sale. And at this point, you're going to go into a foreclosure and you'll make absolutely nothing, and you've wasted all your time. So why this works is because you're telling them you want them to continue to market the property. You want them to try and get the highest for the seller, and you do. The reason why you do is because in the end, if the seller can get more, then hey, so much the better, everybody wins. But every now and again, they can't. Now here's the thing. The reality is that on the multiple listing service, at some point the agent will go ahead and put it either CAPA, which means can accept purchase agreement, or they'll put it contingent, meaning they have an offer, or they'll put it pending, okay? But the reality is that any time that it's changed from active to anything other than that, as an agent, the home never gets shown. So the agent's going to tell you their first objection is, well, even if we did accept the offer, then that'll restrict our showings and nobody will ever show it. And you say, that's fine. Keep it active. I don't care. It's fine with me. I'm not going to tell on you. Knock yourself out. And so that's going to make them feel good. They're going to go ahead and do it. Now, when they do it, it doesn't matter what the price is, because as you noticed from the last example, the last agent dropped the price to $199 and kept it active. And I didn't even care. And the reason why is because it's a residential income property. People are not typically sending offers over. He has to disclose the fact he has an offer. So any agent that calls up says, hey, you got any offers on Rosemont? He's like, yeah, I've got an offer. It's kind of a piece of shit, but honest to God, I'd take $115 and $1 at this point. They're not going to get wanting. Human nature, they're not going to want to get into a bidding war over this, okay? So they're not going to submit an offer. Furthermore, the bank's own systems, okay? If you're talking about Wells Fargo, Bank of America, something like that, particularly Bank of America and PNC, they're using Equator, which is a computerized system, okay, to go ahead and make the offers communicated up to the seller, okay? The seller never sees the 9-page contract right off the bat. They'll get a notice about it in Equator, or another one is ResNet, okay? And the banks primarily use those systems. And the thing is, eventually they do see the offer, but it's all handled through the computer. Now, here's why this works. It's because even though you said you have the right to continue to market the property, that's A-okay with me. Contractually, okay, between you and the seller, you've said that's okay. And even on the agent's perspective, he may even say that it's okay for him to make it active. So on the exterior, okay, the grand scheme of things, as the bank looks down on this, they see the house being marketed, they see that they have the right to market it, and they see that it's all being done, okay, to give them the highest price possible. That's what the bank sees. The reality is the Equator system and ResNet and many of the other ones only deal with one offer at a time. Okay? That is a procedural error on their part. It's not my fault that your computer will only deal with one offer at a time. Okay? Now I know the realtors in the audience are saying, well, wait a minute, we can tell the bank about backup offers. That's okay. But I can tell you, I've worked REOs and banks, I've sold their REO property for years, and it's the same thing with the short sale stuff that I've sold, that the bank has as a bias to deal with one offer at a time. Okay? So yes, there is the possibility that through their efforts, corporately, the seller and the agent may come up with another offer because they've continued to market it. But the reality is that the bank and the asset manager and the short sale negotiator and all those people are only going to deal with one offer at a time. Okay? So here's why this works. The whole time that this agent is marketing this property and he's dropped the price to $199.9 and he's got it on MLS, my lonely little offer for $115,000 is the only thing that the bank is seeing. Okay? That's the only thing the bank sees. It's in their system. They know that I'm playing by the rules. I'm letting them market it. They're marketing it all along. But the reality is if he changes the status in MLS, it never gets shown. And even if he does keep it active, which he chances are won't for very long, the Equator system is my backup because they're only going to deal with one offer at a time. It doesn't matter if it's Equator or ResNet or any other computer system. Most of the time, that is the case. Most of the time. Not all, most. So before you start trolling me and telling me how it doesn't work, I'm telling you right now, from the 17 years experience, this is exactly the way it goes down. Okay, I've seen it on both sides, the foreclosure side as well as the short sale side. So if any of you guys are going to troll me and tell me how this doesn't work, just keep your mouth quiet for just a minute and hear me out. Okay, it doesn't matter how long he puts this on MLS. It's never getting shown. If it's never getting shown, they never get an offer. If they never get an offer and this is the only thing they see, then what do they perceive the value to be? 115. Now, check it out. In the next video, I'm going to describe exactly how to do this legally. So, keep your shirts on.